out to Las Vegas. Nothing will be leaving, right? Everything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas for the SRS distribution Las Vegas Bowl between number 14 Oregon State and Florida. This one will happen 2:30 on ESPN at Allegiant Stadium. And hello, Beavers, right? Oregon State. Um, they seemingly arrived as a contender, right? Look out. Oregon State actually looks like they might be good at football at this point. Have the big upset against Oregon towards the end of the year, and on they go. On the other side, you get to the swamp, Florida, first year under Billy Napier, ups and downs, right? Some good moments, some moments to celebrate, and certainly some moments to forget. Quarterback Anthony Richardson, he's declaring for the NFL draft. Only got two scholarship quarterbacks on the roster right now, and a whole lot of guys hitting the transfer portal. Not exactly sure who's suiting up for the Gators in this one. The Beavers certainly have the momentum and the consistency right now. They got the 3-game winning streak, $30 million extension to the head coach. Are the Gators going to, be able to kind of out talent them at some point? Who knows? Let's see. We got Trey over here. Trey, what's going to happen if Florida wins this game?
If Florida's going to win this game, they really just have to avoid being one-dimensional on offense, right? Like it's been an issue for them all year. Anthony Richardson showed flashes of why he's getting that NFL draft type. Obviously, he's not there anymore, and whoever is going to step up behind center, it looks like it's probably going to be Jack Miller, the former Ohio State transfer. He's going to be tested, right? And he's going to be tasked with making that offense that relied so heavily on Anthony Richardson's running ability all season. He's got to find a way to overcome that, right? They've been operating one way all season. Now they got to figure out how to do something completely different. So, we've seen teams with a new QB1 in a bowl game before adjust those offenses. We've seen it go completely poorly, though, too. And so, whatever happens on offense for the Gators, I think is going to dictate how this game goes. Oregon State's not a stranger to being out talented in this game. You're not going to scare them with your over talent. You might scare them with some of the big guys that you've got in the trenches,
Sure.
right? They might not have seen somebody as big as some of the guys that they'll see um, up in the Pac-12. But yeah, listen, for Florida, it's all about just finding that consistency on offense, getting a fresh start, and maybe having just enough magic to pull it off as a backup. Florida's defensive front also doesn't get much better at defending the run, though. Like I said, they've got those big monsters up there. They're only giving up. They're giving up. I should say 176 on the ground per game this year, which definitely plays into the Beavers' hands. Right? They're not the best run defense. They've given it up on the ground all through the SEC. And that's definitely what Oregon State wants to do. So they have to shore that up if they want to get out there with a win.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, Oregon State, they are a run-first team. They've gone 8-0 when they rush for more than 170 yards. And if they're giving up 176 on Florida's side, certainly seems like that plays towards Oregon State in this one. I mean, look, they're not the flashiest team. Solid performance both sides of the ball this year. They have a 9-win season. That's nothing to sneeze at, even if it is, Pac-12, where we don't maybe esteem them as highly as what the SEC is. But when it comes to running the football, they run it, and they don't really let the opponent do that very much. And that might spell some doom for Florida, right? Like you were saying with the backup quarterback. Maybe he can come in there and give him a different spark. But if not, they're going to have to be able to run the football to get the pressure off of him. And that's not something that Oregon State lets happen very frequently. So let's just kind of see what they can do, kind of be the lunch pail team, right? Let's see how many of those they can bring to Vegas with them and see if they can't find a way to overcome this one. Trey, who do you have winning this game?
I've got the Beavers, man. I've been on Jonathan Smith's bunch all year long, and I think that continues. I think, personally, I don't think this one's going to be very close in the second half. I think Oregon State pulls away in the second half, wins something like 33-17.
Oh wow, yeah, that
Yeah.
be a big polo away right there. I do think Oregon State wins. I'll maybe be a little more conservative and say something more like a 27-17. I do think that Florida is ultimately capped on the offensive side and what they're able to do, and I think that Oregon State will have some success on the ground, maybe less than they're used to, but I think at the end of the day they're going to be able to kind of grind them down, do what they need to do.
Gracious him.